Yeah, I see him right there.
Excellent. We're going to try his sound and make sure that works.
All right.
Hi, my name's Bob Pierce.
You hear that?
Yeah, just crank up the sound on your end, though.
Excellent. We will do that.
We're going to start with that.
Let's see. Right, oh, yeah. There's our sounds all down. I think I did that on every one of these. Okay, guys, we're having a little.
You can look at Bob.
Gina is working on today, so we've got a whole little pile of testimonies, people who've done stuff. But I promise you, we won't say the word CURE, any of that. we don't want to have anybody in jail. So we don't treat, diagnose, or CURE anybody, anything. But bodies that are properly hydrated, you're going to see some amazing results. So let's just get into this real quick. And this is our friend Bob. Let's just start here.
Yep. And I've been drinking Kangen water for a year and a few months now. Good Kangen water. I have Crohn's disease, chronic pancreatitis, rheumatoid arthritis, short gut syndrome, and I was being hospitalized every 2 to 3 days for hydration. I'd have to go in and get 3 liters of fluid every couple of days, even though I was drinking 1.5 gallons of regular water, whether it be tap water or the spring waters or anything like that. I was still getting dehydrated to the point my doctors didn't even believe that I was drinking 1.5 gallons of water a day. I was in the emergency room about year ago for a Crohn's flare-up, and my blood work came back perfect, and they told me that whatever I was doing must be the right thing because I was staying out of the hospital and not getting dehydrated. Now, I've had 13 major surgeries on my digestive system, my intestinal tract. The last one that I had was in the last major one was when they removed my colon in 1997, December of 97. And the doctors, year and a half ago, I was pretty much written off. They didn't know what else to do for me. I couldn't keep anything down. I was losing all kinds of weight. I was down to 139 pounds. I am now at 160 to 165 steady for the last year. So I've been maintaining my weight, which is a good thing. I've been able to, my nutrient intake is a lot better because of the Kangen water. So now I drink 1.5 gallons a day of the Kangen water, and the first thing I felt after 2 days of drinking the Kangen water was my energy level went through the roof. I was pretty much on my deathbed when I started drinking this, and God really led me to this water, and it has changed my life to where I'm drinking between 1 gallon and 1.5 gallons a day, maintaining, having more energy. I wasn't able to walk 1/4 mile a year and a half ago, and now I'm walking regularly 2 miles a day and up to 8 miles a day. I've hiked the crags, which is up to almost Pikes Peak level there, twice in 6 days. I did that 3 months ago, and I would have never been able to do that a year and a half or two ago. Again, my name's Bob Piercefield, and drink Kangen water. It'll improve your life.
So, guys, that's one of the gentlemen who started in our store a while back, and has absolutely made a huge change in his life. So that's we're just going through a few of the people that have seen huge results in their life. Now, listen, this is another pretty amazing story. This is a real quick video. The second video I had, I didn't realize we had this first video. So let's just take a look at Karen in the shape she was in the first time I ever met her. Down in Texas. Here we go. Where'd it go? Where'd my little thing go? There we go. All right.
Karen, can you look up?
Let me,
Hi, Karen. Can you say what your name is? Her name is Karen Enox, and this is the effects of progressive MS. She asked me, Karen, you asked me to video this for a minute just to show the effects of what MS looks like. And with here,
let me hold it for you. Let me do it.
It's okay. Let her help. It's okay. Try and straw.
Just swallow.
She's trying to drink some water. All right. Thank you.
No more?
So Karen had just been found in her trailer. She was at a big event where she sold those icy, what do you call those?
Shaved ice.
Shaved ice things, all using reverse osmosis
Carrot.
water. And so they had just found her completely dehydrated in her trailer. I'm not sure how we lost that. Let's see. Hopefully we didn't lose that feed, but I didn't mean to stop sharing. I hope this next one's going to work. Let's see here.
No, man.
It's not working. Okay. What happened? We didn't stop sharing. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Okay. Very good. Here we go. Let's do this. Sorry.
I'm here with
Next time I saw her.
and
Oh.
she's my neighbor and my friend, and we've lived next door to each other for a couple years now. And I just wanted to let everyone know that we saw a lot
Same
of
gal,
children in
guys.
Kangen water back at the end of August of 2017, and our family started bringing water home as well as bringing water to Miss Karen. Karen, can you let us know, so what is your diagnosis? What is the thing that you were struggling with?
I was diagnosed with progressive MS, and it was primary progressive MS, so it's really fast. And drinking this water, I mean, it got me out of the bed, and it's got me off my walker, and I'm moving. I mean, I've been on the water for a year now, and I mean, I drink a gallon a day, and I get better every day.
So, Miss Karen, a year ago, I mean, you were in bed? I mean, you couldn't hardly even get up or what?
I was in bed. Anna started bringing me water, and I was on it probably 3 months, and then
Oh, no, it was about 3 weeks. I didn't have a machine yet, so I was just getting jugs myself. So I started bringing jugs for my family
Okay.
and bringing jugs to Karen. And she was in the bed. She was having troubles with her speech. She was on a walker and a cane,
Okay.
and her family was caring for her. And I would drop off jugs, 2 gallons every other day. And within 3 weeks, she rode her 3-wheel bicycle to my house, which is uphill 4 farms away.
Wow.
And she rode with those 2 water jugs with the white spigots on them. And my husband and I were looking in the picture window, and here comes Karen down the driveway, riding her bike. And
Wow. So when you say you were in bed, I mean, so you could get up, but only walk with a walker.
Yes, I could only go with the walker, and I didn't go but just from the bed to the bathroom.
Okay.
And so basically I was.
You're hurting so bad you couldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I had shakes,
Okay.
spasms.
yeah, lots of
Okay.
heavy muscle spasms. We're talking
Yeah.
jerking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, now I'm like, I shake
at you,
just a
girl.
little bit,
Yeah.
but I'm, all that jerking is pretty much gone.
It's just calm.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah,
excellent.
it was incredible. Within, I'd say 2 months, she would send me these cute texts. Anna, guess what? I can clip my own fingernails
Oh,
because the
you could-
shaking
Yes.
stopped.
Yeah.
You don't realize the simple things in life till you can't do them.
Right.
So,
And then I would come over and she'd say, Anna, and she'd
Yeah.
stand on one foot. Look.
I didn't do
Wow.
it very long, but I was on one foot.
Right.
And that's a big
Yeah,
deal
that's balance.
if you have no balance. And she
On
used
both feet. Right.
And she used to tell me, "Oh, Anna, just cut my legs off," because she was hurting and crying all the time. Like
Right.
she'd come over. She's a tough woman. I mean, she's run farms. I mean, she's a tough woman.
Right.
And then to watch her come out of pain. So you came off of hydrocodone for
Yes.
pain every day,
With the Ucon.
and the Ucone. She's taken the turmeric supplement from
Excellent.
Magic. And then, I mean, she takes that and she doesn't have pain. She doesn't have to take hydrocodone. And then you're also off of Tecfidero, is that what it's called?
Yes, the MS medicine.
Okay.
I was on Tecfidero,
And the prednisone,
and yes.
the steroids. So
The
she's off the steroids too.
Wow.
So I'm.
And the only thing she's changed is just the water.
That is
And
excellent.
we just wanted to, be so thankful, and we're just thanking God for this
Oh,
miracle.
exactly.
Watching this every day, it brings so much joy to our family. We love her, and this is really cool.
Yeah, right.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Well, thank
Wade.
you so much, Karen. It's good to see you guys
Thank
again.
y'all.
All right.
All righty.
Now, why are we talking about some of this stuff, guys? As we know, hydration plays a major role in our body. In fact, it is the most found thing in our body, right? We are made of water. We're about 70% water. And then I start looking at things like this when I start looking for bottled waters and stuff. I'm not here to pick on anybody. You guys can read the lines, but there was fecal matter found in bottled water, right? I'm not going to go after these guys, but I'll tell you, here's the thing that really was shocking to me is they didn't announce it. Somebody in France was going through their books and found that they were going out with fecal matter in them. That's just one of those things, right? Absolutely crazy. Let's go
And they're
on.
one of the more expensive
Right.
bottled
Right.
waters.
And
one
yeah,
of the
so,
older
so I
bottled
know we're
waters.
back to us. Let's look at this. The other thing I want to look at, acetate. Guys, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with acetate, but acetate is they're now utilizing 10 times more of that acetate in our products. It's crazy. It's been completely banned in the European Union, but in our well, man, I'm so looking forward to this new regime because this stuff is going to quit. But right now, this is still in your water. So, guys, these are the things we need to be looking out for when you're looking at buying your fruits, vegetables, those sort of things, bottled waters. Now, here's another amazing testimony. I tried to do this one a while back when Gina was gone. Couldn't get it to play for me. So I'm going to get this one to go. This is Isaiah, guys. This is just amazing testimony. Oop, did I moved?
He's a great kid.
Hello,
Great
everybody.
kid.
My name is Isaiah Jensen. I just wanted to share with you my experience with Kangen water. So before we found out about it, I was diagnosed with autism, which is the same way as saying I suffer from mitochondrial dysfunction. It affects the way you communicate and to socialize with other people. Now, whenever I interact with people, I tend to say the wrong thing. I tend to stay completely silent, and usually that makes the whole situation seem more awkward than it needs to be. And that seems to build up confusion, embarrassment, and insecurity inside of me. And it actually feels painful, like I'm incapable of interacting with people. And I used to push myself down because of it. And the only way to escape that feeling is if I isolated myself, being alone from society. And actually it's gotten too much, like way out of control that I didn't want to hang out with my own family. And I felt as upsetting though, and I wanted to hang out with my family, but I couldn't express myself. I had words that was so stuck inside of me that I couldn't get out. So that's why I couldn't get out to reach out to my family, because how it was all in my brain and I couldn't process what to say. And that's how autism really works. Until we found out about Kangen water. At first, nothing happened, but when days turned to weeks, I started noticing some significant changes. Like, for example, I walked up to my dad saying, "How was his day at work?" And he was surprised because I never said that to him ever since I was his son. And he started to tear up a little bit too. And same thing with my mom. And we started drinking it more and more. And then I started breaking out in these heavy metal pustules, like blackheads, all around my neck and my lymph nodes, which actually came from my brain. And an important fact is that autistic people tend to have a harder time detoxifying waste that they've eaten or stuff that isn't useful to the body. However, our kidneys have nothing to do with it. It doesn't know how, so it tends to just recirculate. And once it does that, it keeps recirculating over and over until it has to absorb into something. And that can actually be really dangerous, or it can actually make your autistic disorder get stronger. Like how it did because I've had autism all my life, though we never knew about it until recently. And then once my mom took those out, my thinking and speech was more clear. I was hanging out more. I was starting the conversation, which is new to me because I was more the silent type, and now I can't keep my mouth shut. So, but the most enlightening, the most significant and amazing thing that I would like to share on why this water can change lives and how it changed mine is when my mom and I were driving to Justin's store to to do a demo, and Mom asked me these two questions. The two questions that I'll never forget. She first told me, what did I feel before Katie Water? And I said, I felt stuck. Like I was a prisoner in my own mind. Every time I tried to reach out to the family, I was always pulled back in. Like I couldn't express myself. And I had nothing to do. I was like a slave in my own mind. I was inside. I was stuck. I was trying to get out. And then she said, what do I feel now with Katie Water? And this is the first thing that came to my mind, and I meant it. I said, I feel free. Like God has opened the floodgates, and now I am a completely different person. And now I'm talking to people. I'm doing testimonies that I thought I would never see the day of. I'm now in college. I'm getting straight A's in my classes, which I usually get D's or F's because I usually had harder time studying. But now this water has actually helped me to clear out all that waste, and now I feel more confident. I feel more self-reliant. I'm actually cooking my own meals. Mom says I make now the best cornbread that she's ever tasted. Which is, I usually cook. Whenever I try to cook it, usually the food tastes bad because I'm either doing it wrong, or if I look up at a recipe, I'm like, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and I don't do it. So this water has helped bring up my self-reliance and my confidence. It helped me actually approach strangers to be in conversations. And it's made me want to hang out more. It wanted me to actually hang with my family more. So many of my family is like still wondering if this is who I am now. Like, is this who they grew up to be? And actually, my most emotional time is when my mom said she literally met me for the first time in January this year.
Wow.
So thank you all for listening to me. This water has given me more value than a car, a house. It has given me a new grasp at life. And I have to thank God for it. Thank you so much for listening. This is Isaiah Jensen.
Thank you, Isaiah. Awesome.
Excellent. What an amazing testimony from this young man.
Hello, everybody.
Just absolutely incredible. But some of the reasons why, and I see Fluffy Pup, we're going to talk about how come this actually works in your body. Now, here's some of the things that really scare me that are coming on in the world today, right? More states legalizing dissolving bodies into water. And guess what? They're turning them into the groundwaters and stuff. So they're going to be taken up into bodies, right? So that's one of the things. Here's another one. Look at this. U.S. says cyber attacks against water supplies are rising and utilities need to do more to stop that. Well, what are they doing to do that? Now, I'm not sure if we can. Mark is probably watching some of this to make sure we don't get him into YouTube jail again. Here's bottled water, right? Bottled water packed with nanoplastics. Now, guys, we all know that those studies changed from what they thought were hundreds of particles to now hundreds of thousands of nanoparticles, meaning smaller ones. There's a study I just read a few weeks ago that showed more than a teaspoon of nanoplastics in each brain as they're going through autopsies and checking people autism and dementia and those sort of things. It's absolutely incredible. Now, of course, those young children with autism, of course, that isn't because of plastics in their brain. We know it's because of other things, and we know what those are. Now, here is exactly a scientific, here's what happens when you drink this type of water into the body. This is what happens in the blood cells. Here we go.
This type of water affects human blood. The doctor is drawing blood from a patient's finger. Using a special microscope, we shall be able to see the condition of her body from this drop.
These are red blood cells, and they've lost their electrical charge, so they're all stuck together in a formation called a rouleau. Here's the huge symplasm. Symplasms are associated with heart disease and arthritis and lung disease and many other conditions that could be coming in the future.
The doctor asks the patient to drink a small amount of structured water. After 12 minutes, the doctor again draws blood from the patient and studies it.
So you can see that the cells then become buoyant, they become slippery, and they have their electrical charge, so they repel each other. That allows them to carry oxygen And it means that we're changing the pH of the blood back to an aerobic environment rather than an anaerobic environment. I think that's utterly amazing that just drinking water could do that.
Isn't that amazing, guys? Let me tell you, there were people who were kind of forced to take things that we all know and we don't talk about, but guess what it does? It coagulates the blood. It does that. So if you know anybody that's I'm telling you, you can make a great change by utilizing this water in their system. Now let's look at, oh, by the way, Isaiah has gone on to graduate college. He's doing wonderful.
He's doing fantastic.
Yeah, we talked to his mom not too long ago. He is absolutely doing fantastic. It's just incredible how long he was locked up. Now, listen, this is pretty crazy.
This is for all you dog lovers.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy, guys. Listen, this dog, his name is Buddy. We were working with his parents because they had carbon monoxide poisoning in a hotel. They were found actually dead, brought back to life, but we found that their dog had lost his eyesight through cataracts. And I'd heard how to utilize water to hopefully melt out those cataracts. So we started utilizing water. And as you can see here, when he was the first picture, he was just a blank stare, guys. He was done bumping into furniture, bumping into things. They would take him out in the yard, set him down, let him do his duty, bring him back in the house. He'd bump around the house. Look at this. See that third one? Now, this was over a matter of a few weeks. And guys, listen, he passed away before we got this completely melted out. But as you can see there, it was melting faster in his right eye than his left eye. And so they would call me, Wade, Buddy's running around the yard to the right. And he was jumping shadows because he had a depth perception issue. But isn't that incredible? Look what it's doing for this animal. Of course, no placebos in the animals, right? So,
that's the nice part about it is they can't fake it.
Yeah. Now here's another friend. Here's a friend of ours. His name is Steve. Now that first picture, guys, doesn't actually show just how bad it was.
Swelling that was.
Yeah. The first time we met him, he walked in. He had just had he'd had surgery, not just
previously.
Previously he'd had surgery on his left eye. They had his eye out, and he had a thyroid flare up in the midst of that surgery, and he lost eyesight, and it had swelled up where it barely fit in the socket. In fact, they were going to do surgery and deepen the pocket just to set it in properly. And he came through one of our demonstrations, okay, and we do in-depth demonstrations. This is just a piece of what we do, but and he started utilizing the same protocol we did with the dog. and then one day he walks into our store, and he was kind of a jokester. He's covering his right hand. I said, "What are you doing, man?" And he said, "Hey, I can see you. I just want you to know." Guys, now he does what we do. Okay, we have a store. He has a place down in Florida where he gives away the water and utilizes the waters for his business. He's got a tie-dye business that opens up fabrics and then sets in the ink deeper, but absolutely game changer. I mean, this is just, I know today is kind of like testimony day. And so that's where, just kind of going through, let's get to the crux of it, right? Now, listen, because of all the stuff that we know, guys, we always recommend a pre-filter before our device. This just happens to be one of them. And many of you who already have devices have these out there. This is just talks about some of the capabilities of this. This goes down to 0.01 micron. Actually, it's 0.02, but 0.1 micron for general purposes, so they don't get in trouble, right? But this is an under-counter unit. This is designed for cold water. So we always recommend that you put one of these in before one of the devices, just to clean up the water the best possible way. And so this is just some of the things. I think we have one down there at Mark's that got set up. Okay. And then here's our devices. Okay. Our devices, our top one is our K8 model, as you see over there.
Favorite one of all of them. I have a K8 sitting on my counter. I love this machine. I love it for all the benefits that it gives me. One, highest amount of antioxidants. Two, I like that it powers itself down when it's not in use. They don't use a lot of electricity, but anything that we save is better. I like that it does a quick internal cleaning, which just scrubs the minerals that build up off the plates. The other two, you have to run the water. The K8, we don't have to do that. The other thing that I like is when I set it on something, 9.5, which is my drinking water, I know when I go back, that's where it's going to be. I don't have to worry about my grandkids, and y'all know how much I love my babies.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about my grandkids drinking an acidic water or beauty water or one of the other waters that doesn't benefit them as well. None of the water is going to hurt them, but I want them to get their maximum antioxidants too.
Amen. That's good. So, and when she says that's her favorite, listen, that ST501, I've got an ST501 that I put over 1.5 million gallons out of in our retail store. We have a store, and I say retail, but actually we give away water in our store. I give out almost 15,000 gallons a month into our community. Speaking of, that is our humanitarian project, is we look forward to having stores throughout the world, and we're looking for participants in that also. So, but these are our top devices, right? Next, let's look at this. Come on, move machine. Okay, there we go. Okay, so listen, over the past few years, your dollar has lost value, and we all know what we're waiting for. But the time is now to help yourself. We understand that many are waiting for some things to come along, right? As we see there. But I'll tell you, your dollar loses value each and every day. That dollar you're holding on to has already lost value. And so we're just saying, now is the time to join us. What you got? Now's the time to join us. We still have another one too, right? Now's the time to join us in this venture. Guys, if you own a device, okay, then you can help people with other devices. If you are looking at getting multiple devices, you purchase one from yourself to help you get your own paid for.
And the reason that we're saying this is because so many of you we've talked to,
you
want to do the same thing we do. Your humanitarian project is basically the same. And the reason that we're talking to you about this is because we want you to get started now, so that you know when all of this happens, you're ahead of the curve. You guys can start taking care of yourselves, your family, and all the others that you want to. Because we're only 2 people, and we're not going to be able to do it all for you.
That's right. And so guys, here is our information, okay, to get to know, to reach out to us. By the way, on that pre-filter, if you purchase a machine and you give us the Mark Z show, that's the only thing that we're in control of, is it can save you $250, which is 30% on that under counter unit, because that's the thing we're in charge of, right? That's our own. We did the research to find the best we could possibly get to clean up the water. By the way, we do have whole house filtration systems also. Now, the device you see is a point of use device. We clean up the water first and then utilize that device at a single faucet. It makes multiple waters. All we're talking about today is drinking water, but yet there are many waters that you can utilize to clean and disinfect and
grow your plants. If you're a plant
and
lover like I am, my plants thrive on my beauty water.
Beauty water and stuff. So hopefully, guys, you can reach out to us, myfreewaterstore@gmail, myfreewater.com. Better H2O for you. Those are the best ways to reach out to us. Now listen, that 687-8732 is our store number, and we're not there. So if you call in right now, you can leave a message. I promise you that we're going to be working through the phone messages and stuff through the next day or two, just depending on how many of you call. Sometimes there's a lot, like last time, and I couldn't get back to everybody.
And I wasn't here to help him, so I'm here today, and I will get back to you guys.
So yes, and so let's see. We'll stop sharing that screen. And I think it did it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, well, it just takes a minute, I guess, to catch up. But anyways, guys, I'm not sure why it's not. Okay, it went black. Oh, did we lose our camera again?
Did we lose it all?
Maybe we did. I'm not sure.
No, we can see you.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
excellent.
We can't
Okay,
see
good.
whether
Okay.
we can see us,
Let me
but
tell you
that's
guys,
okay.
we are, we're in our mid 60s. Okay. And
I don't
sorry.
even like to
Oh,
think about
sorry.
that.
Sorry.
but
I
We
forgot
are.
she's 29.
That's
a
right.
couple of
Yes,
times.
yes, yes.
But we utilize all the waters. One of the things that I'm told every day is they're amazed at how my skin looks. I smoked for many, many years. I drank for many, many years. I'm not a big drinker and smoker. I mean, I don't smoke anymore at all. What do you know? I don't smoke anymore at all, of course, guys. But I'm telling you, it's amazing what these waters do for our skin. It's just, I mean, it's absolutely incredible.
I love being when I visit Mark because the humidity is so nice on my hands. My hands get nice and soft. But you know what? The water here, especially with the pre-filter, I don't use as much lotion. And I live in Colorado, you guys. It's as dry can be. Anybody that's been here, anybody that is here knows how dry Colorado is, especially right now. So that's just one of the things. And you can see my plants behind me.
Yep.
I love my plants. And these machines do a lot.
Yeah.
They do everything for us, even clean my house.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. So
questions? Any questions?
Anything with that, right? I know I went just about 5 minutes long. My apologies there.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I like some of these.
Good job, buddy.
Very
good to have
good.
you. Yes.
Hi,
Jenny.
girl.
Woo,
Hi,
Jenny. Oh, man.
Love that face.
Awesome.
I'm just looking at a few of these. Surprisingly, not that many questions.
Yes.
More just support and comments about water, plastic, fluorides.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's all, yes, all through filtration, all through cleaning it up, guys, and then making an antioxidant rich water that can help. No, we do not sell bottled water because it loses that antioxidant value. So it has to be fresh from the device to help give your body that restoration power. I'm telling you guys, it's absolutely
for fresh
amazing.
Out of the machine.
Makes the greatest coffee in the world. I'm telling you now.
Yep. Drink it.
Smooth, rich.
It
just, yes, absolutely. I drink my tea every day. I have a tea. Gina
Matter of
drinks
fact,
her coffee.
I can't go somewhere and get coffee. I'm spoiled.
She's been ruined.
And like which do you use? Do you use like 9.5? What setting do you use for your?
Yeah, we both use the 9.5 to make our tea and coffee.
We have to clean our
That's what I do
coffee
too, and that's where I've just found my best flavor. I never asked anybody.
Yep.
That's just
I
where I
have some
found
people-
I like the flavor better.
Yes. And I have some people that like to make it with 11.5. I just have never been able to get my head around it. I like the 9.5.
It's got a pinch of sodium in there. So that's something to do with a little bit of sodium in your and they love it. I mean, they're crazy about it.
Yeah. We have a lot of them that do that. So.
Yes. Anyways,
so once
guys,
again, I just tell you guys, please join us. Please, we are looking for people that can do what we do